Why are we here? Why are you here? Why am I here? I asked that question at the age of 9. I was told from a very early age that I was overly sensitive, and they always made it sound like a bad thing. And there was no one to talk to about it. And my life was filled with so much emotional pain by that age that I decided to go find a field and sit in the grass and become one with the air in an effort to let it go. And as I sat there, I asked, the pain is so much. Why am I even here? I don't think it matters. And I had my first out-of-body experience at that age. And I went way above the planet. And I got to see the earth as a bubble, a marble in the sky, as they say. And when I came back, I had had visions that helped me to be able to just move on. I wasn't given a lot of information, but it was enough. And it was some 20 odd years later, after I had been living life, dealing with the ups and downs, working through all of that emotional pain, that I had come to one of those major life crossroads. And I was letting my son go at the age of 8 to go live somewhere else. And I'm sitting in an airport, sitting at a table, waiting for my connecting flight. And I just asked the question inside my head. I said, what now? And suddenly I heard that question. That question that said, why are you here? And it was so loud. It took up the entire left side of my head. I had no idea what was going on because, again, I'm having visions. I'm seeing things that they existed, but they didn't exist. And I was getting answers to questions, and I'm processing when I had last heard that question and that I had asked it. And at the same time, in my right ear, I'm hearing a voice that is so soft, so kind, and so gentle. And it says, you are here to tell them. And at the time, I had so much going on in my head. I didn't think to ask them, tell them what, or even who to tell. And I took what I had gotten and I started to explore so many different things as to why and what and who. And in that process, I learned so many skills and I understood so much more because I had looked at humanity. At one point, when I finally realized that I could just ask, I could say, tell who, tell what? And they said, well, you are supposed to tell them how you got from here to here. And at that point in time, I was not connected to humanity. Humanity made no sense to me. Because of that emotional sensitivity, I had taken myself away from human beings because human beings to me meant pain. And I was told when I asked those questions, they said, well, when you tell them how you got from here to there, you're just supposed to tell them and guide them and help them and inform and bring it from a new perspective. And I was like, why would I tell them? I don't even like them. And so at that point in time, I then went into the process of understanding about connecting to humanity. And the first step was to find out about me, to find those parts of me and to be able to find me within them. And then I could find them within me. And then suddenly, through the processes that I had been going through, I had like the icing on the cake. I knew why I was here. I knew what I was supposed to be doing. I was still figuring out how. And yet I had gone through cleansing and I was able to remove the foundations of the pain that had been in my heart. And it was so liberating. It's like when you watch those martial arts movies and the wise grand master is telling the chela, the student, that with a teacup, if it's full, you can't pour more in there if it's already full. It just doesn't stay. So the idea is to be able to remove the pain, to remove that inner mental chatter, the inner chatter. It matters because your mind, your heart, and your soul, they all work in tandem. And if there is no room, if there is too much noise, you can't hear more. You can't learn more. You can't see more. You can't look at it from a different perspective. And so as you are able to remove these things, you also remove the pain. Practice is what it takes in the beginning. Being so invested in removing the pain. They say that people avoid change because change creates pain. And the only time that people make a change is when the pain of staying the same is greater than the pain of change. And by turning your perspective, looking at change, being able to encounter it before it will create pain, you can moderate instead of leaving it until the last minute when it is so intense. The idea of being able to move forward in life, and the reason that we are all here, is so that we can use Earth as a schoolhouse. It is a way for us to travel and to go through a school. They call it the School of Hard Knocks. And yet, if you change the perspective, it's actually the School of Opportunity. Looking at it from that perspective, in which you can find what you want, you can create a plan, you can become a smart person, taking specific, measured, accountable, actionable, timely goals to be able to create these changes over time so that the pain is mitigated. You don't have to go through a lot of pain to make change. You just have to decide to make the change and to take one step, putting one foot in front of the other. When you go through this, it took me about a year, and I was able to come to a place where I have no thought. And I will tell you, when you have to come back into the world and have a thought, you don't want to. It's like staying in bed. You want to be in that space because it is so peaceful and so calm. It's like you're cocooned in your own body and nothing can get in your way. The problem that I see, and evolution is changing all of this. Every generation has evolution. But within our species as human beings, each generation provides a new opportunity for evolution. Each generation that does not necessarily connect because the previous generation doesn't have a language for what you're going through. They don't have a language or an understanding because their evolution is not where yours is. The ability to know a language will evolve just as technology does. And technology is something that is forefront for most people because they are able to control it. It's a physical entity. But by looking within inside, learning about who you are, learning about what makes you tick, what is important to you. Is it about being an upright and a true person to yourself, being authentic, not showing any kind of being hidden in the world, being truthful, not only to other people, but specifically to you and to your heart. Because it is your heart that will guide you along the way. And it is your heart that you live with as you come closer to the end. The journey here is about moving into the evolution of your soul. Everything evolves. We all evolve. And so taking the time to learn a language when you have no one in your life to support you, not knowing where to go, there are those within the metaphysical community, within the scientific community. Science is branching out to incorporate and to include these understandings, and they're finding a way to dovetail between the physical and the metaphysical, which is the seen physical and the unseen metaphysical sciences. They have existed for a lifetime. It's just a matter of being sensitive enough and realizing that it's actually a gift and learning how to do something that no one has anything out there yet to be able to explain it to you. So as you listen to your heart, as you listen to your soul, look for those people around you. Go to a bookstore, explore things that people have written already, because it's been around for a long time. And it is through the ability that you can control, there is the ability to immediately remove the pain from your heart. There is that ability to be able to find why you are here. The icing on the cake for me was that the amount of pain that I had, I can now remove it. It's just gone. You don't need to know why. You don't need to know how. You just need to know that it hurts and you want it to go away. That will allow you to move forward in life. That will allow you to enjoy being within you and finding a way to truly connect to those people in the world without judgment. You can have discernment. There are always those people who have that free will of choice that you may not want to be around. Taking those actions, knowing these things, are those things that will help you to succeed and to grow into who you truly have your potential to become. That potential that is waiting for you in the school, because as we move through a school that has the third dimensional dimensity, it is so difficult energetically that we're actually graduating high school as we live here in this third dimension. So as you look and you decide what it is that is your reason for being here, know that you are loved by Source entirely, completely, without judgment. That love is so encompassing and so overwhelming that it will bring you to tears, that you know that someone loves you so much, without question, without decision, and without the need to prove who you are, because you've already proven yourself by being here. Being here is the next level of evolution that humanity is going through. Aho.